All right, good morning in and welcome in. It's House Edge Live. It's John. I'm back. Skill and Lux is in Hollywood Casino. Well, you playing some bubble crabs there, Skill? Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. For me, I was actually out in Colorado for a few days visiting some friends. So a little bit of downtime, a little bit of relax, and yeah, back here we are again. So let's get to it here. I'm going to run a series this week on money management. I want to talk about it all week, actually. So we'll examine it from a bunch of different angles, I think. So, and as you know, this is one of the things that's most near and dear to my heart. I think of all the gambling topics that we have, I love talking money management because we know the battle that we wage. Right, the casinos are really there to take it all. Right, that's their business model, and we don't have a whole lot of tools. Like you can't beat them, especially at their own game. The number one thing we talked about, I think, way back was this idea of risk of ruin, right? Even if the games were fair, even if they were more than fair, if you actually had an edge, even a 1% edge, you really can't beat them over time. Because in most cases, there's a few that could. You don't have enough money, right? They will put you out because they have unlimited money. And when the down streak comes, they'll run you out, right? That's their entire business model. So what tools do you have? What tools do you have? We talk about bankroll a lot in that section because you don't have as much as they do, right? But bankroll has a lot to say about it. And I really want to spend this week talking about the first tool in the bridge, which is bankroll. And how do we manage it? How do you manage your money? And I want to take the envelope system a little deeper and take a look at how bankroll can help you, leverage your losses, how you can account for it when you do win, and how do you manage it like a pro kind of thing, right? So that's what I want to get into. We'll get into risk, identifying opportunity, the discipline it takes to get a good bankroll management system in place. And of course, I think setting goals. It all ties together. Like all this stuff, this mental stuff ties together for you. And I hope that I can find ways to kind of wrap it up and make it make sense, like in a little bow, so to speak, right? So with that said, what we're going to work through this week is this idea of money management. Now today, what I really want to do is introduce a topic as an ABC's kind of a segment of money management and discipline that goes along with it. Tomorrow, we'll do a little fact or fiction segment. We'll really talk about, does money management actually matter? What's funny is, as I've had this conversation with, I'm kind of a math guy, right? I like to do the math and figure things out and know the probabilities and the stats and all that kind of stuff. It nerds me out. But I don't let the math drive me. Like some of these math guys let the math just kind of drag them around like they have a yoke, right? And they all say money management doesn't matter. You can win a little, and then lose your ass. That didn't matter at all. The money management, as I'll talk about today, isn't just winning a little bit and saving it. That's not the point. It's not winning a little bit at a time. That's not money management. That's not discipline. It takes discipline, right? But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the idea of keeping control of what you have, the mental part of that, right? And sometimes that's physical. And what I mean is, if you do things poorly, right, win $100 but give back 2 versus win $100 and leave, that's money management. That's the difference maker. That's where the casino gets you or doesn't get you quicker. Okay, we'll put these ideas into what I call the pressure cooker. We'll test them out on Wednesday. I'll do a bunch of rolls, maybe do like a massive amount of spins or something, and we'll see what does it look like to play with money management and with the same bets and the same bet sizing and the same results. And then, of course, at the end of the week, you have a chance to kind of tell me if I'm full of shit or not. You can dig what I say or dog it. Either way, Thursday is feedback day, and that's how we're going to play this out. So with all that said, let's hop on in here and get into, let's see, I want to get my next page here. We're going to do this little bit of intro on the ABCs of gambling. Now, I've done this long series before the ABCs, and this is just part of it. I'm not going to redo the segment on money management, but I'm going to revisit it from a different angle today and just talk some truth to you. I hope that makes sense in a way that maybe is legacy. Okay, here we go. Let's hop in. The ABCs of gambling, money management. And I will say this. Money does matter. Right? Money matters. It's the engine, right? These small wins, by the way, do add up. And I say this a lot. Play without shame. Like, there's no shame in walking away. There's no shame in walking away a winner or a small loser. There's nothing to be sorry about that, right? If you walked up and your goal was $100 and you were doing, let's just pretend, like a 1, 3, 2, 4 kind of a thing, right? And you put out your quarter, and the very first 4 hands of blackjack, or the first 4 spins of a roulette wheel, or the first 4 baccarat hands, or the first guy with the dice throws 3 7s in and 11 on the come out, and your 1, 3, 2, 4 works, and you're up. Bye-bye. There's no shame in not playing. And I want to sink that in. There's no shame in not playing. Those small wins do add up, okay? And they do offset bigger losses. Maybe not in totality, but if you win $100 9 times and lose 500 on the 10th time, you're still up. If you won $100 9 times, but 8 of those 9 times you kept on playing and threw back $100, and so you're down $100 8 times, kept the 100 one time, good for you. You're down 7. That $500 loss on the 10th try makes your total loss $1,200, right? That's what I'm talking about when I say making good decisions. Like, it's not just winning a little bit and having a great strategy. It's about what you do with it, right? I think having these smaller win goals and actually having discipline to execute gives you a target to hit. And I firmly believe in this idea of dividing and conquering. So other people, Ken from Ken Knows Gambling and Waylon and other guys, talk about the envelope system, right? I do something similar. I'll show it to you here in the bridge, or in the Nexus here in a second. But I divide and conquer, right? I have multiple bankrolls. When I say bankrolls, you can call them envelopes. You can put them in Ziploc baggies. You can put it in an actual bank, which I do. Okay. I have a bankroll for my gambling master bankroll. That's what I withdraw money from and play with, right? When I win, right, I divide my money up. My win gets divided up between putting it back in the master bankroll so I keep that thing solid, right? I put some of it in profits, which is going to be either what I'm going to buy something with or use the money for something, right? I put some money into an account that I use to pay for my planes and all that kind of stuff, my plane fare and my food and whatever shit. That doesn't come out of my personal money. If I'm going to Vegas to play, by the way, that does not come out of my personal savings. It doesn't go on my personal credit card. I have an account for it that I put money into, that I take it out and I go to Vegas with that money. And when I go to Vegas and I win, it goes right back in that account. That's a zero cost to me, to my life. Flying and eating and seeing shows is a zero cost to me because I distribute my money amongst multiple accounts, right? And then and Ken has got me on this train of having a 4th account called the fun money account, which is really just there to burn. And if you think about this, if you go to a casino on the regular, like I do, I have my little casino down here in town, and it's no craps. I just play blackjack. That money comes from the master bankroll, right? If I go to Vegas for a weekend, and I'm going to go visit 10 Ton here in a little while, when I go to Vegas to play and just kind of, whatever, that's coming out of the fun money. That's not coming out of my master bankroll. I have money set aside for that. When I go on a cruise, fun money pays for the cruise, or for the cruise's gambling. Like, I set it up so that I have an account that drives my gambling income if I can make it. And I have an account that drives when I want to go out there and just play around and goof off and whatever. Go try and win a free cruise with the fun money. Cool. If I do, it's great. If I don't, whatever. But that's what it was there for. When I go to Vegas and I want to go play on so-and-so's private table, that's fun money. That's not only does that money not connect to my life, it doesn't even connect to my gambling life. It's a whole separate account, right? When you do things like this and you're mindful of it and you track it, and I mean track it like a dog, you're a difference maker. And that, I think, is one of the key critical things. Let me show it to you. And I'll give you kind of an example here. And again, this is just kind of a quick glance at it. This is the CQ Nexus app, by the way, that I'm building. And on here, you can see that I've got a couple of things. And I'm going to go back to the screen a couple times here, because this screen here, this is where you manage your bank accounts. And you see I've got a 401g account, which is my master. And this is fake money. This is what I use when I'm playing the online games, right? But a master bank account, I got a profits account, I have an expenses account, and if I want to make a new account, I'll make a new account and I'll call that one the fun money, right? and we'll seed it with 250. And I've got 4 accounts now that I can play with, right? When I go to play online blackjack, right? The fake play around, learn how to play blackjack game, I will withdraw money from the 401g account. When I get done playing the game, I will put it back into my expenses account. Watch this. If I go to play a game, and I'll just show you really quick. When we start the game up, we go to the ATM machine, and the first thing it asks you, I have to get logged in, I guess. Let me sign out. Oh, you know what? I might be in my other account. Hold on. Let me just see what I'm logged in as over here. Am I logged in as John? Or the other John? CEG. Okay, let's go there. John at CEG Tour School. Let me get logged in, and I'll show you how these accounts kind of play along as you're going. And I think the important thing of that is not so much that it can do it, but that it gives you kind of a training tool so that as you're learning how to play games, you're playing them in the kind of the correct way. I probably should have logged in earlier today. Hold on a second. Maybe I'm not going to get my email. Come on. Where is the email? Is my system down today? I'll have to give it a minute. We'll come back to the game in a minute. Once there it goes. 5659. Let me get logged in here. 5659. Okay. There we go. Okay. So when I'm playing games, look what the game does. Where do you want to withdraw money from? I'm going to withdraw from my 401g account, $1,000. And then I can play the game. And when I'm done playing my game, I come back and I can deposit money back, and I can put some here and some here, and I can kind of move it around as I want to, right? This is what I do in my real life. If I had come back, and I know I didn't play a game, but if I had $2,000, I would put $1,000 into my 401g, make it look right. I'd probably put 500 into profits, 300 or 250 into expenses, and put some in the fund money. Divide it out, just like Ken does the envelopes. This system has an envelope system built in so you can manage your accounts. That, I think, let me go back over to here again. That, I think, is a powerful tool. Can I get back to the rescue? There we go. That's a powerful tool to be able to find a way to take your wins and move them around. It's money management. It's not the secret to gambling. It's not the secret to winning. It's the secret to knowing. And I think knowing is a game that most people don't really play. They don't know where their money actually lands and where it went when they lost. So I think, yeah, the small wins matter. They offset the bigger losses. They give you a target. But if you don't divide and conquer your money using envelopes or actual bank accounts, you're going to have a problem. Okay. Now let's look at the next thing I want to talk about with this, which is the mode that you can be in. Okay. And I think gamblers are going to find themselves in one of 2 modes. The first mode is this guy, the bankroll builder, guy. Okay. You got a little bit of money, $1,000 or 2,000 or whatever it is. And you want to get that master bankroll up to the point where you can make meaningful wins. And we'll talk about the compounding wins here in just a second. Okay. But building a bankroll, the bigger your bankroll is, your master bankroll, then through money management, the bigger your play can be, the bigger your goals can be. If you've got $1,000, your goal probably shouldn't be 500. Now it could be, we can talk about that, but your goal shouldn't be 500. You're going to burn that 1,000 before you start. Before you get out of the gate, you'll have 0, right? So the bigger your bankroll, you have 10,000 in the bank. Yeah. Now you're going to go buy in on the average for 1,000 or 1,500, and your goal could be $500. That makes more sense to me, right? When you're building bankroll, the process is you play from your master account. You withdraw from master, you win, you put it back in master. First thing, right? If I take 1,000 out, put 1,000 back in again. Now I got whatever I've got. Let's say I've got $500 left over. I replenished my account. I can grow my account. Okay. I will most likely, when I'm building bankroll, put the entire profit into the master, unless I'm on a trip and I got to replenish my expenses. Okay. Put it all back in. It all goes back into the master so I can grow it. And my next time I go, I've got 10,500. And now I can buy in for a little bit more. And if I win 750, replenish the 1,000 I withdrew, put the 750 in on top of it, and now I've got whatever that is, $1,200, whatever I've got. Guess what? My next buy-in, is a little bit more, and I can compound those wins. When you're building bankroll, your primary mission, put the money back, grow it up, and compound your buy-ins. Okay, I want to go back to my other screen again, and I want to show you what that looks like. Okay, here's this idea of compounding. Now, again, if you're on the vertical, I'm sorry, it's kind of small. But if we go to the bankroll builder piece, let's say you've got $5,000, right? Let's say your actual bankroll is $5,000. Let's do $2,500, right? Average person starting bankroll. And let's say I want to build a $10,000 master bankroll. I want to turn $2,500 into 10 grand. Okay. The way I'm going to do that is I'll risk some percentage of that. Is it going to be 10%, 15%, 20%, whatever? I might say in the early stages, let's risk 15% of our entire bankroll every time we go gamble. And let's try and win about 20%. If I did that, okay, what would it take me? Well, it would take me 37 sessions to get it done, 37 times to go. But the first time at a 2,500, your master bankroll, you're buying in for 400. You're looking to win about $100. It goes at 26. It takes a minute, right? You're buying in for 20, and then you buy in for 2,700. Ooh, or you're buying in for 500 rather, right? Looking to win the 100. Eventually, you're going to be buying in for 4,000, right? Your bankroll's 4,000. You're buying in for 600, looking to win 2. As your money grows, look at this. Your buy-ins get bigger. You're buying in for 1,000, looking to win 200. You're buying in for 1,300, looking to win 300. Over a bunch of sessions, 37, you can go from 2,500 to 10,000 by compounding. If you want to be a little more aggressive, you can buy in for 20% and look to win 30%. If you've got some fantastic system that you bought on the line from some idiot, right? Great. Let's do that. It only takes how many sessions here this time? It takes 20 sessions to get it done now, right? And again, you're looking to win more each time because your master bankroll grows each time. That's compounding. So if you were to withdraw the 500 and win 200, it goes back into your bank. It goes back into your bank. And then you have 2,700 for the next time. And that's how this works. Your next buy-in is bigger. Your next win goal is a little bit bigger. It's pretty cool, right? What you can do then is tie these sessions into bank accounts, right? When you do this, you can say, you know what, this day I actually did this one, and you can tie those previous session logs into here. That's the idea, right? Knowledge. When I say knowledge is power, go back to the screen. When I talk about knowledge being powerful, it's not just creating a system to where you can compound your wins and make a bunch of money. It's saying, okay, I had this bank account that I withdrew money from. I played a session. I logged the session. I say, in this session, I played here. I played with this goal. I used that money to withdraw from and deposit back to. Then you can write a report. Then you can look at a report and say, where did all my money go? Which sessions of mine are most profitable? What games am I best at? That helps you make these good decisions, okay? But when you're building bankroll, the steps are different. Play from your master, put the money back as much as you can. If you lose a little bit, put it all back. That's it. If you bought in for $1,000 and lost 250, put the 750 back. Your master's a little bit lower. It may change according to that chart what your buy-in is next time. Obey it. Just be religious about it, right? Grow it where you can. And if you have excess money, if you win more than you should have, if your goal was 200 and you won 4, and according to the chart, you're at or ahead of schedule, take the extra couple $100. That's your first time putting money in your excess account, your fun money account. Be smart about it. Now, that's one person who's building a bankroll, but there are other people that do the same thing, right? If you're a gambler who wants to play with bankroll, and this is what Ken from Ken Knows Gambling is always talking about, right? He plays with bankroll. He's building profit, building excess, building expenses accounts, right? This person's not looking to build their master bankroll. It's already there. You've already got the 10 grand. You already got $10,000 in your master bankroll, and you're good. You're going to play with $1,000 every time. Great. Good for you. Play from master. Still withdraw from master. Do your thing. Shove it back in master, right? If you buy in for $1,000 and you win 2, how much goes into master? $1,000. You put your money back in. You keep master stable. This person's keeping master stable. They're not trying to grow their bankroll. They're trying to keep their bankroll where it was. It is the tool that gets them profit. Once they put the money back, whatever's left over, any excess money, spread it out. That goes into expenses. That goes into profits. It goes into your fund money. That's me. I'm at this stage. I've already built my bankroll. So when I go, I play from my bankroll. And I'm trying to build up my expense account. I'm trying to build up my fund money account so I can fly in better seats and I can do more cruises and I can play at bigger levels and I'm having more and more fun with the money I've got. Okay. If you're, again, building bankroll, I got to go back a screen here. If you're building bankroll, you're in a different spot. Oh, where it is. There it is. Bankroll building. Most of your money goes into that master to build the master up. Once the master's where you want it, now we're playing with bankroll. Okay. And how do we get there? It's all about discipline. Now, discipline is tough, hard to talk about because you either have it or you don't. I think Ken said on his show the other day, I don't remember which day it was a great statement. He said, there's people who say, I can't walk away when I'm up. Can't do it. I can't walk away when I'm down a little bit. I can't walk away during a bad session. I can't leave a hot table. And I want you to know the word there, can't, right? Ken highlighted, you won't leave when you're up. You won't leave when it's bad. You won't leave a hot table. You won't leave when you've lost too much, right? Can't and won't are two different things, right? I challenge you to learn this kind of stuff here, right? Learn and practice winning 10% and stopping play. You can do it online. We have online games now, right? Use Crapsy, use my stuff, right? You can do it in a real casino. I can drive 5 minutes to a blackjack table. I can win 10% and I can leave. I can do it every single day. Almost every day I'm up 10%. I walk away. And I don't care if it's $100 and you walk with 10. It's a good challenge, by the way, to do that. But win 10% and bug out, right? Learn how to, let's say your goal was 10%. And let's say that I had that great run. I had a 1-3-2-4 run. And great, I lock up my buy-in, my 10-15% win, and I got this little tiny stack left over. I got like another $60 sitting there or whatever it is. Take that and play. Lock the rest up, learn how to play with a short stack. Practice short stack play, right? Play with excess there at the table. Remember, at the table, what I talked about before, I'm going to go back to the screen again. At the table, it's the same thing. You have all those accounts when you're at the table. I'm going to show it to you here in a minute. But you can try and win 3 units. I do this all the time. The challenge I gave way back, take 10, win 3. Take 10 units, $1,000, win 300. Find a way to win 3 units. Now, I'll tell you what, it's going to be harder to win 3 units if you're betting $10 at a time, because that means 30 wins, 30 net wins. If you're betting at the black level, you can do it in 3 wins. Find ways to win 3 units. It's super simple, right? Another challenge, go to the casino, win some money, right? Hopefully enough to replenish from your master and go buy something, right? If your master's $1,000, take 100, go to the casino, win $25, put your $100 back in, take $25 and go buy a shirt on the way home. Go buy a pair of shoes, whatever. Buy something with the money. Turn it into something real, right? That way you're not apt to throw it back into the bank and make it more money for the casino. You follow me? These little things start tricking your brain into understanding how you can walk a little bit ahead. And that's kind of the idea, right? That's the idea is to be this one. Now, I'm going to go back a screen. I'm going to go back actually a couple screens. I want to go back to where I very first started talking about the 4 accounts, the master bankroll, the profit, the expenses, and the fund. Okay. I want you to imagine, let me actually go to my table. I'm going to go down to the table view here. Sorry for the keyboard being in the way, but let's imagine you're at a table. And let's say that you've got this. I'm going to get some money out here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me getting more chips out here. Hold on. 400, $500. Let's say you've won. Let's say you bought in for 500. All right. And that's your master bankroll. That's your master bankroll from the other screen. Okay. As you're playing, right, your job is to replenish the 500. Let's say you lost $100 during play. Oh shit, that sucks, right? We got here with the quarter bet. Now, from that quarter bet, let's say you do pull off a move, right? You win 1, you add 1, you win 3. There's the 1, 3. There's your 2. Now look, I'm building my bankroll back, right? We win our 2 unit bet. You stack it up and you win 4. Well, guess what? We're going to replenish our bankroll. Our bankroll is correct. We're going to put out of our net wins after we're replenished, we've got back our loss, built up our master bankroll. We're going to lock up, let's say $75 in profit. That's locked. All this here goes into a stack in front of me with the $75 right next to it. I put my original here, my 75 here, so I can see that I'm up. This is my mental alert. You're up that money. Now I've got this. And we talked about all the bank accounts, right? Your master, your profit account, your excess, and your spending or your fun money, right? Fun money might be here. I might take one more shot at a 1324, which takes 2 units. I might take this $25 as a tip or for food after I'm done. This might be what I go to the restaurant with and grab me a burger or whatever else. This is fun money. This is like literal expenses. This might gas up my car on the way home. I'm going to keep this, but it's not really profit. It's in a separate little stack. This is my, again, I need gas. Good. Go buy gas with it. Whatever. Here's my next crack. And I might break this down into reds, right? And take 10 or 5 shots rather. 2, 3, 4, 5 shots at a 1324. And use this excess money as a home run shot. Just take another crack at it. Maybe I can make another 15 units out of this, right? That would be pretty sweet. That's how you can take the macro and turn it into the micro. Let me go back to my other screen here. And what I mean by that, let me go back over here. There. You can take your session bankroll, what you bought in for, consider that your master. Separate your profits so you don't touch your master or your profits once you've recouped it. Put some aside for expenses. Maybe go and buy some gas, get yourself a burger on the way home, and take some of that money aside and take a little home run with it. If you hit a home run with the $50, fantastic. If you don't, so freaking what? That's what it's there for. That's what. Now, if I'm building bankroll, this $50 goes into the profit, and I actually increase my money. Right? That goes a little higher. That's just a look at like taking the idea of managing money and making it small at the table and large in your life. Okay. So that's my spiel on money management. Does it make you win more is the question. I'm going to go to the Q&As now. Does that make you win any more than anybody else? Okay. Probably not. Let me go. I think there's somebody out there in chat sort of making that point, which I think is a good point. So let me go. I got to go find the chats. Hold on a second. There we are. Okay. Yeah, Harry, I'm not full of shit. You're so funny. I should just ban your ass for being a dickhead. But look, this is what I was going to say tomorrow, right? The Fact or Fiction segment. Money management does not make you win. Okay. I'm not saying this is a way to make you win. Okay. Money management is a way to make sure you don't lose when you oughtn't to lose, right? If you're up a little bit and you're okay to walk versus up a little bit and you want to keep on going and you feed the beast, you end up walking away a loser more often. I'm trying to give you some insight into ways that you can use your brain and your discipline muscle to save you from yourself. And what's funny is this guy's, I'm selling the abstract idea of excess. You want it, you stop. Why don't you fucking stop? I'm getting mad. You stop. Have I sold anything? Have I asked anybody for any money? Have I ever asked you guys for money except for to support the charities that we support? No. Bye-bye. Yeah. And Dr. S, you're right. Plan for losses. And the plan for losses is simply this. If you go from your master and you play a little bit, right? And you're not going to win every time, right? You lose a little bit. You can't really replenish other things. You're not going to put money into the profit account, right? If you have lost $2,000 out of your master account and you win whatever, your profit's $300, whatever, you got to put the whole thing back in. You got to build that master account back up again before you do anything else. You really can't spread the money to travel and fun and all that shit until you make your master account make sense. That's an important piece. So anyway, there it is. That's my, I don't see any other questions though. It's weird with, we have like 50 people on and there's nobody really asking questions. So except for the one guy who thinks he knows it all and he knows nothing, obviously. So doesn't know me for sure. I've been doing this show for how long now? You guys have been with me for a long time. You know that I don't give you any bullshit. I try to do what I can to give you a hand and give you some tools that you can use to not so much succeed, but manage the failure and manage the process. That's an important thing. So yeah, Dice Dr. Dan, if you lose Do you replenish the account you used? Yes. So here's the thing, Dan. If I lose out of the expenses account or out of the excess account, right? Again, you're only going to ever play out of 2 accounts. You're going to play from your master or you're going to play from excess, right? Profits, to me, get spent. Expenses, of course, get spent. But excess and main are the 2 accounts. If I'm playing from excess and I lose it all or I lose a bunch of it, I just build excess as I normally would. If I lose from the master and the master goes down, everything has to go back in. Everything's got to go back in so you can replenish it. Like that's your number one job is get master looking right. If you don't get master looking right, you can't really play anymore. That's the whole thing. You can't keep going and doing new profit plays without keeping master stable because that's your buy-in, right? When you buy in for some percentage of your master and your master goes down, if it was 10,000 and it goes to 7,500, well, guess what? If you're on a play with 10% plan, you can't buy in for $1,000. You got to buy in for 750 now. Like you got to let that master dictate your buy-in size. It's important. So, all right. I think that's everything. I may have covered all of the, well, let's see. Yeah, I'm not selling the system for sure. This guy here, this Harry, whatever, has been here 4 or 5 times. He comes in under different names every single time. And he enjoys telling everybody what bullshitters we all are. But the truth of the matter is, guys like myself and Jeremy and Jacob and Ken and Waylon and Dice Degen and Craig and all these guys that you know, I can't name them all, I'll be here all day long. All of our friends in this community, none of us are here selling you anything. We're all here to provide some wisdom, share some experience, and give a different way to look at the same thing. That's it. Look at the truth in a different way. If you do that, you have a fighting chance. That's all we're trying to do is give you guys a fighting chance. So there you are. All right. Let's see. Nick says, do you believe in craps getting out of hand as quick as, yeah, yes and no. To me, you approach craps a couple of ways, right? One is the grinding strategies, right? Things like the 1-3-2-4 line or a little drawdown or something that kind of targets you into money. It really comes down to what your goal is, right? And let me go to my table. I got about 10 minutes here. I'm going to go to my table. I'm going to show you something. This is just for you, Nick. Let me show you what I think. So I got to get all my crap out the way. Sorry about this. What's the goal is the question. And what unit size do you need to get the goal? That's kind of what it comes down to, right? If your goal is $100 and you're going to bet with $5s or $10 at a time, you have a hard time. You got to beat them 10 more times than they beat you. If your goal is $100 and you're betting with green, right, then you got to win 4 times to get it. If your goal is $100 and you're playing with blacks, obviously you're going to win 1 unit and you're done. This bet size is relative to what your buy-in was. Okay. If your buy-in supports it and you have a stable target, I would bet relative to my target and get the hell out of there quick. That's why Ken and Waylon, a lot of times we'll see them bet with blacks because they want to get the hell out. They don't want to be here all freaking day doing this. Now, in terms of approach, okay, couple of approaches to get, and again, if you want to say the key to craps is getting out of hand, the key to winning a ton of money in craps. Let me qualify that statement. The key to winning a ton of money in craps, hitting a home run in craps, yes, get out of the hand and go for it. If that's your entire goal, and I'll put a little system out here for you, right? A little simple system. The 110 inside, okay? If you want to grab the 4 and 10 because you're bored, go for it. 130 across, okay? If you want to play something like this, now watch. If the 9 goes, right? 9 comes and it pays $35, make the 9 look like 10. Regress it. That's 1, okay? If the 5 comes and it looks like $35, right? It comes down and looks like 10. I've got $100 back out of the 110. Let's take these out of the way just because they get distracting. I got $100 back out of my 110. At this point, 2 hits in, I'm ready to fight the fight. If you want to be ready to fight the fight, set yourself up to fight the fight. If you happen to catch a 6 or an 8, same thing. Bring it down, make it look like $12. Now what have I done? I'm out of the hand, right? I've got my $110. I got a little bit of profit. If I take one of these greens actually as reds, I'll show you here. Take a green as reds. There's my 110. There's a tiny bit of profit. In 3 hits, I got $43 in profit. I'm playing out here, and I'm golden, and I'm gone, right? You can hit the gas pedal. That is the way to play the right side of craps. However, if I'm playing and I have a goal to win $100 and walk the fuck out of here, watch this. If my goal was to win $100 and go away, and I'm going to bet 100 to win 100. Notice that the unit size is relative, right? If I'm betting pass line for 100 and I win the bet and I'm going to go home, that's no different than what I'm about to show you here, right? 110 inside. Again, we'll do a $35 win on the 5, and it's down. We'll do a $35 win on the 9, and it's down. And guess what? $100 in profit, right? I'm out of here with my goal. The move works. You get your money back, and that means actually the money. That's not quite goal, right? The third hit would be the goal. So $35 on the 8, right? We'll take the 8 down, make it look like 12 with 3 change, right? Now, where are we at? Let's get our 110, and 3 hits in. There's 75. There's $105. Okay, in 3 hits, you could be playing for the moon, doing your let's hit the table max, right side craziness, or you could say, I just took 3 rolls, which is below the expected average of 4 for a person in a roll, and I've made $100. I bought in for 1,000. I used the 110. I made 100, and I'm going the hell home, right? Simple regressions like that. Remember, when a regression system works, it earns itself 100% profit. Whatever you got in here, it burns 100%, or it earns 100%. So that's an important thing to think about. If you got the goal, bye-bye. Or if you're going to play for the home run, regress down and then go. I think starting for a home run from your first bet, you're going to lose that spread more often than not. I'd rather see you come down and go up. That's the way to hit a home run in craps. But remember, whenever you're out of the hand, you earned 100% of what you had out there. That's such an important thing to remember. The skill 66, the same thing. When it works and you're playing with your inside play, you've won $66. To make that happen, you won $66. You had 100% profit. So remember that. Getting out of the hand also means, we'll go back to the other screen here. Getting out of the hand means 100% profit from what was out there. So when whatever move you're doing worked, you can look at that and go, I just doubled my money. And that's really hard to do, especially in craps. I think nobody ever talks about that. I mention it once in a while because it's we're always talking about, let's just kind of go for it. But that's an important thing to remember. Really important thing to remember, that getting your money back means you got 100% profit. So if you got a goal and you hit your goal by doing the move, stop. You have to be okay with stopping. And it's really, really hard. Like Ken said, it's not that I can't stop, it's that I won't stop. And that's an important deal. So, all right. Ken votes for 1 hit versus a move that takes 3. Again, you got to have the ability to bet the bankroll that supports that, right? So if you're going to bet black chips on one thing, right, like the pass or don't or whatever it is, that's great, Ken. If you're going to do a move up top, let's say the place better that wants to win 1 unit and walk, you're 330 in to win 100. It's a lot of risk, right? Can that strategy, just 1 hit at 330, win more often than it loses? That's the question, right? If you lose 330 one time, right, and you win 105 3 times, you're down. You're down $15. And over time, that's the bleed. You got to have that play outpace the loss expected. So, all right, guys, I'm out of here. I got to go. It is work time. So hopefully you had a good Monday, good weekend. And tomorrow we'll do a little bit of fact or fiction. We're going to talk about this, but from a different angle. I want to actually approach it from the guy that I banned, from his angle. We're going to approach it from the math guy that says it's a bunch of bullshit to play with money management. We'll do some tests on that, and I'll kind of prove to you the difference. And it's not mathematical; it's more emotional. What do you do when you make bad decisions? What does bad decision making do to your bankroll that good decision making saves you? That's tomorrow. In the meantime, y'all have a great day. Love y'all. God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.